Hi everyone, welcome back to Coronal Blossom, Volume 2, Episode 9. So, in Episode 8, Lily finally served her punishment for losing at the maid duel, and in short, it wasn't a very cruel punishment, but I'm sure it is for Lily because, well, I don't feel comfortable being in cute clothing, and it really doesn't symbolize me. So I spent my life as a pirate and I want to look brawny, violent, tough. And the main uniform that I usually wear symbolizes that. So when Lily presented herself to Shino, Shino was fawning all over Lily. He's like, "Oh, you're cute. That looks perfect on you." And I'm sure it was so embarrassing for Lily. And to make it worse, Kanade was also there, and she wanted Lily as well, plus Arne, and Kanade had Keiji take pictures of them being together. So anyways, now that this is all over, let's see what happens next. So it looks like we're going to go more into learning about Lala, the origins, and such. So he's like, so he's in the bath right now after the little restroom incident near the end of episode 8.
失敬なやつだな。ニャゴヤコーチ2世の子孫である私の匂いを落としてそこまで喜ぶか普通。
Hey, shut up. So there's nobody around here who be in any way pleased to have you mark them with your scent.
何そんなに怒ってんだよ。用を足してる最中に入ってきたそっちが悪いんだろうが。シャークの連中かと思ってぶっ飛ばしちまったじゃねえか。
So, what is it about the shark agents? Well, what do you mean, sharks? There you go.
翻訳機によると、こっちの言葉じゃ、許す悪と書いてシャークって読むみたいだな。
So basically, criminals, bad people, and for some reason it got translated to sharks under the Earth language to Nyankoshin language. Sharks. Well, that's interesting to me.
宇宙警察の海賊取締課の通称です。
Oh, okay. So as pirates, like, well, we're trying to be aware of the police who goes after us. So, sharks. Space Police Anti-Piracy Department. Oh, hey, Yunie-san, you're here too? Hello? And when did she get here? So I see that she's as careful as ever to not to let others, let's see, sense her presence. Wow, so there really is an organization like that.
ああ、あいつらどこにでもいるし、それにすげえしつこいんだ。やり方だってマジで超極悪非道だからな。
It's like, well, we got to be very careful because they're everywhere. In what sense?
そうだな。寝起きとか密集とか、こっちが油断しきったところに踏み込んでくるんだよ。
Well, what the heck?
以前デリバリーの宇宙焼きに下剤を仕込ませて全員が腹下してダウンしてるところに踏み込んできたりしたことがありましたね。
Well, I don't think that sounds bad in a sense, but it is not good.
普通アジトで休暇中の海賊を取り締まるか。わっぱかけるなら普通仕事中だろ。血も涙もねえのかよって話だよ。
Well, I'm sure there's no way they would take breaks, and it's like, well, if they take a break, then that's like one free day for criminals. And I'm not really sure why Lily would mention that. Well, I have no idea how I'm supposed to respond to that. So I guess I'll just pretend I'm not listening.
ともかく幼少からそのような話を聞かされた私たちは用を足すときは人一倍警戒するようになりました。
そこで生まれたのがあのメイド殺法片玉3年殺しだ。刑事には不発で終わっちまったがな。
Yeah, well, so, and I'm thankful for that from the bottom of my heart.
大丈夫です。片方がなくとも刑事様と私の子孫繁栄に影響はありません。まだ試してはいませんが、きっと。
Well, so don't give me a thumbs up after coming out with a line like that. But you didn't have to go that far, and a direct hit would have been catastrophic, you know.
何言ってんだ。便所に入ってきたやつに生存権なんてねえよ。それがシャークの連中ならなおさらだ。
Well, that's dandy and all, but okay, so FYI, I am not one of the sharks that you're trying to keep out or keep an eye on.
だから悪かったって。入ってきた時はとうとう来たか下道どもと思って全力でぶん殴って記憶を消すしかないと思ったんだよ。
But all that while you were in the restroom.
記憶を消せばそれも忘れる。どちらを優先するかはわかるだろう。
Though you missed in the end.
刑事様、ご容赦を。我々ニャンコティア星人にとって排尿の瞬間は一番見られたくない場面ですからね。
And I don't know why they keep talking about it. Why can't they just, well, we understand and just move on? Because it's just gonna make it worse.
ああ、だから刑事、見ちまったんだから、あんた責任取れよ。
Because no one really cares if you have to use the restroom. Or responsibility, huh? Well, like, now that I've seen you, I have to marry you or something? Well, is that the law?
バカ、ちげえよ。おめえも見せるんだよ。
Okay, it's like eye for an eye. Wait, show you what?
あ、決まってるだろ。同じもんだよ。
Wait, so the 3-year, let's see, ball killer?
あんた、分かってて言ってるだろ。
放尿です。放尿の借りは放尿で返すのです。
Well, I'm sure it's obvious, but Keiji just trying to play it off. It's like, oh, you mean this and that? Trying to dodge what Lily means. Damn it. I knew I had a bad feeling about this for a reason. Those stupid Nyankoshin customs.
本当ならぶちのめして記憶が曖昧になるまでニャーニャー剤飲ませてるところだぞ。
それをしないのはひとえに刑事様が我々の恩人であるからです。いわば放尿は譲歩なのです。
ねえ、誰がこんなやつを恩人だなんて。
Well, I'm not showing you, okay?
そんなのただの覗き毒じゃねえか。
Well, I think you've punished me enough for that, and you should have locked the door in the first place.
んなことしたらとっさの時に動けねえじゃねえか。
Hey, it wasn't my fault for expecting space pirates to have good manners. Well, let's just leave at that. But seriously, so why are you girls even at our place early this morning?
ああ、それなんだけど、ちょっと付き合ってほしいとこがあってさ。
Well, somewhere.
金属娘はここに落ちてきたのか。
Okay, so they're at the place where Arne first crashed onto Earth, and I don't really like how they had to continue the discussion about the restroom incident. So it makes sense to lock the door, but for Lily, it's like, well, we gotta be on the lookout for the people that are going after us. So, the sharks. And even though Lily feels that, well, it's good that I can beat up a shark, I'm sure it just adds more criminal charges to them, because it's just going to push the sharks to go even further. And I hope they're ready if they do unleash the full force. So you bring in all the weapons, the military. But anyways, that's going too far, so let's just go back to here.
そうですね。あの物陰のあたりも調べましょうか。
So it looks like they're looking for some other beacon that Arne got attracted to. So the gem in the watch, it is from outer space, from Lala, but it's too weak after all the repairs. So he's like, well, there's no way Arne would have detected that signal. So this is where Lily wanted to take me. So the point where Arne crashed, landed. So Arne and Lai look silently as Yunie makes the underlings measure something.
お腹すいた。ケイジ、そこにある鉄骨かじってていい？
So can I eat this? So you sound like a dog itching to chew on a bone. And it looks like Lily and the others are still investigating, so don't touch anything. So don't eat anything. Okay, so how to bolt.
何を調べるの？アルネが落ちてきた時に飛行船や脱出ポットらしきものを使用したかどうかです。
Well, I think we would have noticed something like that.
宇宙船の中には巧妙にカムフラージュするものもありますからね。ユニタン、調査の結果、それらしき物体およびに残留物は発見できなかった。なるほど。では、誰かが送り込んだという可能性は低いですね。
So the mystery is like, well, how did Arne crash onto Earth? So if there's no spaceship or anything that could transport Arne here, then what else could it be? Which means that it's more likely that another object collided with Arne's colony and she got separated before falling to Earth, right?
そうですね。残留物のデータを見る限り、やはり隕石としてやってきた可能性が濃厚ですね。
残念だが、まあしょうがないな。
So unfortunately, there's no clues that could help us. Too bad? Well, isn't it a good thing that nobody seems to have meddled with her for their own nefarious purposes?
そりゃそうだけどよ。でも何かしら黒幕がいるなら、そこをたどれば解決の糸口も見つかるってもんだろ。
So I wonder if there's anything that caused the fractalium colony to have collisions, which led to the RNA fractalium head straight for Earth. Oh, so that's what you meant. So you're right though. So if there's is a spaceship hidden around here somewhere, that would solve most of our problems. And I hadn't even considered the possibility of a spaceship. Well, probably because I witnessed the actual crash.
また、フラクタリウム残留物の反応も規定値以上は検知されず。そうですか。わかりました。
So is that the stuff you mentioned earlier?
ええ、フラクタリウムはお互いに引き合う性質があります。アルネが引き寄せられた塊は この町のどこかにあるはずなのですが。
これならまだ銭湯や工場の方が反応値が高い。
Okay, so it's not here, so it looks like you might have a better chance at the bathhouse or the workshop. And I hope they're not pointing to Keiji's watch. Wait, so the signals is strongest near the bathhouse and the workshop?
おそらく家電やボークスでしょう。フラクタリウムは使用されると近くの金属に影響を与えます。
Well, it might be just noise.
匂いが移るみたいにフラクタリウムと同じ特定の反応が現れるようになるんだよ。
そうして影響を受けた物質をフラクタシルと言います。フラクタシル化するとその金属は極端に重くなります。
Oh yeah, well Arnie's been operating the mechs at a workshop. So it looks like the machines or the works machines may have had some contamination of fractalum or fractalum based products. So what do you mean though that, let's see, those will become heavier now too?
いえ、多分大丈夫でしょう。アルネの日常生活で使用するような量ではそこまで激しい変化は起きません。
I see. Well, that's good to know. So if the works had gotten heavier, their fuel efficiency would have dropped, and that really would land us in hot water. And although that's probably not the thing I would be worrying about. And I'm sure he wouldn't notice a drop in the efficiency or the fuel economy, because I'm pretty sure it's just going to be a little bit or trace amounts. So, let's see, when other metals come into contact with fractalum's power, they take on the properties and get heavier. So I need to keep this in mind.
フラクタシルですが、この場からもわずかながら反応は出ています。アルネを引き寄せるほどの値ではありませんが、わずかに。
So I wonder how heavy fractalum is. So, if I remember, the heaviest metal that's stable is probably lead, and the lightest metal is, I would say, lithium.
話で聞く限り、アルネが墜落の衝撃を殺した時と子供を守る時に使ったものでしょう。
I guess so.
さてと、今んとこ調べられることはこんぐらいか。
ですね。現状ではアルネが隕石に付着してこの星に降り立ったことは間違いありません。その際、何かしらのフラクタリウム、もしくはフラクタシル化した物質に引き寄せられたという可能性が高いですね。
But that meteor came down over Russia, so does that mean there's fractalum in Russia?
むしろ逆ですね。隕石は当初の予定通りの軌道で落ちたのでしょう。推測ですが、アルネだけがフラクタリウムに引っ張られてこの国に落ちてきたのかと。
So maybe at first Arne was following the trajectory of the actual meteor, and then when Arne detected some traces of fractalum, she changed course and went for that instead. Well, now that I mention it, didn't the meteor in Russia burn up and break into pieces as it fell? And then the fragment that landed here is Arne. But if she had been destined for Russia, that means she deviated pretty far off course. Is that the lure of fractalum really that strong?
磁石を想像していただければわかりやすいかと。ある程度まで近づくと一気にくっつくでしょ。あの感じです。
I see.
ですが、その物体に接触する前にアルネは地面に激突した。それがここなのでしょう。
Okay. So the object that drew Arne here, it couldn't have been my watch, could it?
ええ、それは宇宙海賊の使うビーコンですから、ララ様の道しるべです。
あんたの腕時計はその金属娘をうちの姉貴の姿に変えただけだ。
And for now, Arne is enjoying eating metal.
人の姉貴の顔でその辺に落ちてるボルトをむしゃむしゃ食うな。胸以外は瓜二つなんだからよ。
Well, actually, I wonder why that's the only part that's different.
調べた結果、アルネ墜落当時の火災が原因かと。高温度にさらされ、生体データの一部が破損したようですね。
So that explains the difference. So Arne, let's see, pats her chest. Yep, she is flat. So anyways, back on topic. So no more of that stuff. So this means that there is a piece of fractalium, like Arne, or fractalil, among metal that's been affected by fractalium somewhere in the area, right?
もうそれがどこにあんのかはまだ分かってねえんだけどな。
Well, maybe. Well, would we be able to return Arne to space if we did find it?
さあな、見つかってみないことには何とも言えねえな。
That's true.
ですが、現状の何も手立てが見つからない状況よりは前進するかと。
Well, you're right. So, the more clues we can find, the better.
っていうか、この辺のことってこの金属娘が覚えてさえいればいい話なんだけどな。
Well, I wonder if Little Miss Metal can remember anything, Arne. Probably not.
仕方ありません。フラクタリウムはもともとこうして話して意思疎通ができるようになること自体ありえないのですから。
普通のフラクタリウムどもは生きていくためにバンバン記録を使っちまうもんな。多分隕石から剥がれてこっちに落ちた時も結構使ったんじゃねえかな。
So, I can only imagine.
なんだ、しけた面しやがって。まあ、巨乳じゃなくなったのはショックだろうけどな。
Well, no. So, it's just that I realize how little I actually know about Arne.
当たり前だろ。何でもかんでも知ってるやつなんていねえ。それが異星人ならなおさらだ。
Well, then again, this type is not something that you see on Earth, so we know better.
あんたはこんな田舎の星の住人にした。よくやってるよ。
And the usual, well, this Earth is underdeveloped. Kind of like the general trend or topic that you hear into Love Room. Wait, so are you trying to compliment me?
リリー様、正妻の座は私ですので、第二夫人で我慢なさってください。
お前ら揃いも揃って勝手なこと言ってんなよ。私はただほらなんだ、前に姉貴のことであんたに協力するって言っただろ。その延長だ、延長。
I see. Well, thanks. So you're being a great help.
では、私が正妻ということでよろしいですね。
Okay, next topic. So, how about me as your wife? No, I'm not. And the alarm I set up on my smartphone rings. Okay, let's head back. So, we all have work to do.
ゴングに救われましたね。
So, you were lucky, saved by the bell. Wait, what is this game she's playing?
今日もボランティアか。
Okay, so it's time for community service for Lily and Yunie.
シャモ、キビキビ働く。うっせえ、名前って言うな、金属娘が。
And Arne. Well, come on. So if you don't get in the car right this second, I'll leave you behind. So don't blame me if you end up being late and be scolded by Shino.
待ってって、遅刻なんてこのリリ・ルカルサ・シャモーニにもありえないことだ。
Well, we head cheerily away from the crash site. And frankly, coming here gave me the same feeling I used to get when I came to play among the ruins with my friends as a kid. But now that we're leaving, I again keenly aware of the fact that we really do have visitors from outer space in our midst. And I'm not entirely sure what it all means yet. Okay. And when will that become clear? Okay, so I think this is the next day. So he's like, okay, wake up, Arne. Let's go wash our face. And I groggily roll up my bedding or my futon and call out Arne, but it looks like she's still asleep. Let's see. So dust motes glancing in the unslightly or in the sunlight on her face. Okay, wake up.
時代が春年にお外刈り。
Well, apparently someone's still dreaming soundly. Hey, so don't clamor on me. Just get off.
ケージ運んで。ポータブルになるから。
So I think Arne's like, well, I want you to carry me. Hey, so don't melt. So stand up on your own 2 feet and walk yourself over to the sink.
この一歩は小さな一歩だが、春年にとっては。
Well, if you're going to repeat, let's see, a famous quote, at least don't fall asleep in the middle.
ケージ、水持ってきて。春音が洗面台になる。
Well, that scary thing is that you're actually capable of that. So, I just want to turn to a sink so I don't have to go to an actual sink and wash myself. So he looks completely serious. Well, this is dangerous. So it's gonna be really hard to lug this super duper heavy sink over to the actual sink. Whoa. So you're a handful. Come on, so let's go. So the breakfast Shino-san made for us is going to get cold if we don't hurry. And as soon as I pick up Arne and tuck her under my arm, however, I realize that something is off. What is it? Wait, Shino-san. So she's not here. So Shino, who usually be in the kitchen making breakfast around this time, is not here. There you go. Wait, did you oversleep? Well, that's unusual. But looks like she opened her room's windows and sliding doors to let in some fresh air, just like she always does first thing in the morning. Okay, so she's here. Oh, Shino-san, good morning.
ごめん、ケイ君。ちょっと寝坊しちゃって、下で急いで髪整えてきて、だから朝ごはんの用意がまだなの。
Okay, I see. Well, that's fine. So, but wait. So, what's with that cough? So, do you have a summer cold?
平気平気。急いで牛乳を一気飲みして、ちょっとむせちゃっただけだから。
No, it's okay. I just choked on drinking milk too quickly. Oh, I see. Wait a minute. So you still got some milk on your neck. And I pull out a tissue and wipe the white droplets from her collarbone. There you go. So.
ありがとう。なんかお世話してもらうのってちょっと恥ずかしいね。子供扱いされているみたいで。恥ずかしい。アルネちゃん？ケイジ、下ろして。
Okay.
アルネ一人で顔洗ってくる。ケイジはここに。
So it's embarrassing that Shino is seeing me be carried by Keiji over to the sink like a little baby. Well, okay, so I'll come with you. So you can't wash your face by yourself, can you? Well, I'm sure if you have a mirror, you can do it.
ケイジはここ。
Okay. And I try to go after her, but she pushes me back. And she keeps looking over her shoulder like she's trying to make sure I'm not following her. And I wonder what that's all about.
きっと背伸びしたかったんじゃないかな。私がお世話されると恥ずかしいって言ったから。
That's true. Oh, I see. Well, that could be it. So Arne is finally beginning to develop a sense of shame, huh?
まあ、今のは羞恥心というより負けず嫌いな感じだったけど。
So she's growing up so fast.
だね。なんかあっという間だよね。
Right? Well, not too long ago. Let's see. So she was still nibbling at her food like a rabbit or something.
なんか嬉しいね。
Yeah, me too. So I'm getting a warm and fuzzy feeling in my chest. And it's quite difficult to describe how it feels watching Arne mature. I don't feel the intensity of pride I expect raising a child, but it does spark feelings you never experience caring for a pet. So she carries on, growing at this rate. Pretty soon she might be the one taking care of you. So she'll be a full-grown adult like Kanade. And maybe she might be a grandma before we know it.
もう、またそういう意地悪を言うんだから。完全に夫婦の会話の途中で申し訳ないですが、しのさん、時間大丈夫？そんな、夫婦って。
So what does Shino have to do today?
そうだった。ごめんね。せっかくお使いしてもらったのにのんびりしちゃって。急がなきゃ。
So after snatching her shoes from her room, Shino heads for the stairs, smoothing down her hair. So I gotta go.
それじゃあお昼は適当にてんやものでも取ってね。ごめんね。じゃあ行ってきます。
Okay, see you later.
急ぐのはいいですけど、気をつけてくださいね。あ、久美子ちゃん、朝ごはん買ってきてくれてありがとね。わかりましたから行ってください。
So I watch Shino-san as she disappears down the stairs, waving back at us. Hey, so for Kumiko, so why is Shino-san in such a hurry?
あれ、知らないの？しのさん、今日からメイド喫茶の開店作業も手伝うことになったんだよ。
Oh, so she has to open the maid cafe. Oh yeah, I do remember Shino-san saying something along those lines. So, at dinner last night.
で、しのさんに頼まれて、私は日課のロードワークのついでにコンビニでご飯買ってきたの。
So Kumiko waves her smartphone at me. Oh yeah, so Shino-san must have called Kumiko to ask. So she could have just woken me up. So you really didn't need to go through all that trouble.
日頃シノさんが朝食の用意してるのにも気づかずに寝てるくせに何言ってんの？
Well, then again, I'm sure it's impossible to wake you up. That's true. So I sleep on a mattress in the living room, so she must have been moving about right next to me the whole time. And I was sleeping so soundly that even that didn't wake me up. So it's not really surprising that she called Kumiko. Let's see, Kumiko-san instead. So the habit of you buying snacks on your jog has actually come in handy.
買い食い言うな。水分補給。水持って走るのしんどいんだよね。なんかたっぷん揺れて余計に重く感じるというか。
But then again, if Kumiko is asked to buy breakfast, I'm sure Kumiko deserves some kind of treat. Yeah, well, so just water. And she's already had enough jogging going on with that chest of hers. Or jiggling.
ああ、言っとくけど、走るときはブラしてるからね。しとかないと筋肉が切れて将来垂れるしね。
Well, I didn't say anything about that, so don't add in unnecessary comments.
口ではね。今度からは目でも語らないように訓練しときなさい。
Well, then don't make it suspicious by the way that you're looking at me. Well, I'm so ashamed of myself.
まあ、妄想する分にはただだから好きなだけしたまえ。
Seriously?
その代わり、私も刑事で妄想するからね。
Hey, wait. So, about what exactly?
妄想していいのは妄想される覚悟を持ったものだけなのだ。
Well, I'm just asking you to be more specific. So, what is it?
うわ、刑事、ダメ、そんなこと、まだ早すぎるから。
And being emotional is not the answer. Well, don't squirm about while you're saying these kinds of things.
ああ、刑事ってそんな趣味が。ダメだわ。靴の中敷きでそれはアウトだわ。
So just what kind of creep am I in your fantasies? So what are you dreaming about?
聞きたい？
I think it's something that Keiji would probably, or it's best not for Keiji to hear. Okay, given that evil grin, I'm not sure I want to ask. And it can't be anything good anyways. There you go.
グミおはよ
あるね、おはよう。ちょうどいいタイミングだね。私の中の刑事が今、満足げな顔でブリッジしたところだよ。
Well, and now that we've had a good glimpse inside your mind, it's clear that ever just how mad you are.
う。
She looks confused, but that's totally fine. Don't get dragged into one's boundless stupidity, Arnie. So,
その
Kumiko.
袋はご飯？今日はグミがお当番？
So anyways, what's for breakfast? Says Arnie.
ああ、そうだった。あるね。サンドイッチとおにぎり、どっちがいい？コンビニで買ってきたもので悪いけど。
グミはご飯作らない派閥？
派閥って、また妙な言い回しを覚えたね。まあ、たしなんではいない方ですけど。
飯まず？
私、 バロアの操縦だけには自信あるんだ。
Well, I'm pretty sure this has nothing to do with Kumiko's good hiding skills. Well, it looks like she's dodging the question. There you go. And where did Arne learn a word like that? I'm sure Kumiko mentioned it a few times in the past. Well, literally, she's been going out on her own a lot in her free time to do things like shopping, and maybe that's where she picked it up. We'll have to correct her later. Well, I totally am looking at her as a father might. Now I get why Kumiko regards us as Arne's doting parents. So Shino being the mom and Keiji being the dad. And come to think of it, I don't think I've ever seen you cook, Kumiko.
上手な人がいるならその人に任せればいいと思うしさ、微妙な味にされる食材もかわいそうだし。
That's true.
適材適所？
そうそう、最近小説も読めるようになってきただけあってどんどん言葉覚えてるね。
Well, I'm sure for anything, it always starts with mistakes. And after many mistakes, you get better and you become a professional. And that includes Kumiko being an excellent person at piloting a machine or driving a machine. So Arne, why don't you have Shino-san teach you how to cook?
いらない。それはシノのお仕事だから。
Well, it's not really her job though. But then again, Shino's like the mom, so...
違った。ごめん。役割？
言葉が見つからない？
Nodding, she grabs Kumiko and me by the arm and guides us our usual seat at the table, or to our usual seat. And, okay, so let's just sit down, or I sit down where I always do.
ケイジはそこ、グミはそこ、そしてシノは台所。これがいつも通り。楽しい、好き。
So I want it this way. Yeah, that's right. So it's what feels natural.
なら、私たちはこれからも食べる方専門で頑張っていかなきゃね。
じゃあ、ご飯、タンタカタン。
Okay, so Arnie's singing some notes. So that's a big advancement for Arnie compared to how it was in Volume 1.
はいはい。出来合いのもので申し訳ありませんが、たーんと召し上がれ。
出来合い？
自分で作ったものじゃなくて、すでにできているもののこと。スーパーで買ったお弁当とか、他には、なんだろう、出来合いのものって。
それって悪いこと？
なんで？
だってグミ、さっき謝った。
ああ、確かに。いや、ちゃんと手作りの方がいいじゃない？
Okay, so it's like, well, so for Kumiko, it's like, well, I bought some food, so it's all good and you can have it. But I think Arne wants something that's more special, so homemade.
出来合いより美味しいの？
いや、それはないね。
Well, no hesitation here, so that's not something to be proud of, you know.
適材適所。グミは部をわきまえてるめしまず。
アルネンの学習能力の向上とともに攻撃性が増してる気がする。
Well, she has a point, so there's no need to force yourself to do something you're not good at. Neither of you are interested in cooking, right?
確かにケイジの下着の色ぐらいの興味しかないけどさ。
Well, don't say you have an interest then.
否定はしないけど、飯まずレッテルを貼られるのも。
Well, fine. So, let's stop this strange argument and eat our food so we can get ready for work. So, I think it's like, well, for us, so Kumiko and me, we have to go to the Vork's workshop today. And I wonder where Arne is going to go. So, the cafe with Shino or the Vork's workshop with Kumiko and Keiji.
はーい。
Oh, so community service with Lily and Yunie.
ああ、そうだ。出来合いのものだ。
Okay, so now Kumiko and Keiji are at work, so I'm gonna go ahead and stop here for this episode. So it turns out that the trip to the place where Arne crashed onto planet Earth, it didn't do much, and Lily and Yunie found no clues or signs that would help them understand more about Lala, her origins, or at least how Arne crashed onto planet Earth. So it's like, well, Arne is attracted to something that's close to fractalium, or something that's been contaminated with fractalium, and there's nothing here that provides that evidence. But at least you get to see that Arne has advanced a lot in her language. So if you remember in the very beginning in Volume 1, when Shino Kimiko picked up Arne from the fiery mess, Arne could not speak a word, and at first Arne was mimicking what Keiji was thinking about. And now Arne is able to make jokes and even bring up words that astonish Kumiko and Keiji. So anyways, we'll see how it goes from here, and I'm not really sure what's going to happen next. So anyways, with that in mind, I'll see you later.